Dear students, welcome to virtual classroom of Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai. I am Sreekumar. The class is for 10th standard students. Subject is mathematics. Let me begin the class.
Dear students, we are continuing with the chapter quadratic equation. In the previous video and as well as in the previous part of this lesson, you learned about what is meant by a quadratic equation as well as factorization method and square method to find out root or solution for quadratic equation. Here in this video, you will be learning further how to develop a formula for solving a quadratic equation. You know that the general formula of quadratic equation or standard format is ax square bx plus c. This is known to you. Now, we also know that if we wish to remove that coefficient a from x square in order to make it easy for us to use the square method, we found that we just divide the whole equation by a and convert that into this format x square plus b upon a plus c upon a. This equation we developed. The same equation is applied here in order to develop a new equation. So please try to understand each and every step done over here. This is the standard form of quadratic equation, and we divide it with a in order to remove the coefficient a from ax square, the first term. Now we also found that by dividing the coefficient of second term by 2, we resolved or found solution for the equation. Just go to example number 1 in your textbook, where it is clearly shown that the question was 5x square. In order to remove 5 from here, we had divided the whole equation by 5. The same technique used over here in order to remove a. Thereafter, on further going ahead, we divided the second term coefficient 4 upon 5 by 2. That was another technique used. These two techniques when we use over here, that means dividing the coefficient of second term by 2, we get b upon a, and this a will become 2a because we have multiplied with half. So this particular technique we use to develop a solution by square method. For your information, just go to this particular format given at that time, where x square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 can be written as x square plus bx, nothing changed. The second coefficient b upon 2 whole square minus b upon 2 whole square. We added b upon 2 whole square and we subtracted the same, and the plus c we wrote again. We converted the equation into this format in order to write it in a plus b whole square format. That is the square method. The same thing is done over here. We have converted that part of equation into x plus b upon 2a whole square, and then what is remaining is minus b upon 2a whole square, which can be written as b square upon 4a square and plus c upon a. So till now on the screen, what you have seen is recollecting what you have learned in the previous video, previous part of the lesson. I will be giving the link of the previous video below so that you can recollect that going there, or you can go to your textbook and go through it in such a way that you recollect the methods or techniques used over there. So we reached to the level that x plus b upon 2a whole square minus b square upon 4a square plus c upon a is equal to 0, right from this simple standard form. Let us go ahead. From hereafter, we will be converting that particular, this part of the equation is maintained as such, and the second part we are having LCM equal to 4a square, which can be written as b square minus 4ac upon 4a square. So this particular format, which is applicable Further, as this is a square over here, if you are taking square root of this, naturally the square will be removed and here you will be getting a square root symbol. Leave the right side as it is, and further we can simplify it by bringing b upon 2a to the right side, where it will become minus b upon 2a plus b square minus 4ac upon 4a square. What we are trying to do is using a, b, c in our quadratic equation, the coefficient and the constant. We are formulating an equation so that we don't have to go for factorization, we don't have to go for square method. We can directly substitute in this formula and get the answer. So if this is what is happening, it can be further simplified as minus b plus root b square minus 4ac upon 2a as a formula to find out x. At the same time, you should remember that whenever we try to get the square of 4, it is equal to 16, then square of minus 4 is also equal to 16. That means the square root of 16 can be minus 4 or plus 4. The same way it can be minus b square minus 4ac, or it can be plus b square minus 4ac. The same way, when we solve the equation, we got two solutions, one in positive and in negative form. The same way here also we will be having two solutions, one in negative form, another in positive form. So my dear students, this particular ready-made formula can be used for solving the quadratic equation directly by substituting the given information in the formula. Further, your textbook is giving us some idea about how to practically use this and what kind of notation can be used. For your information, I have copied the textbook so that you can look into the textbook again and again and get the idea to use this formula in order to solve quadratic equation. Okay, normally we use the formula x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a, and the values are normally denoted by using the letters alpha and beta. One can be alpha, the other can be beta. Alpha can be positive, beta can be negative. And what are these a, b, c in the equation? A, b, c. From the equation we know that in the standard form we know that ax square bx plus c the same, the coefficients and the constant. So if a quadratic equation in the format of ax square plus bx plus c, we will substitute in this formula to get the answer. Understood? So this must be clearly understood by you so that you can apply it in the formula, and you should make it thorough, then think about solving quadratic equation using the formula. Here is an equation for you, m square minus 14m plus 13. We are having three methods in front of us. One is factorization method, another is square method, now the third one is substituting in the formula. Any one of these can be used to solve this particular question. So in that case we will use the latest formula what just now we understood. Whether the given equation is a quadratic equation, yes, surely it is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, so we know what is a over here. A is 1 because it is m square, b is equal to minus 14, c is equal to 13. So we got a, b, c, and our formula demand is only that much. First we will try to find out b square minus 4ac. Simply by substituting the value we got the answer 144. Now what is remaining? The formula says minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac. We got root of b square minus 4ac as 144, and b is already known to us as minus 14. Minus of minus 14 is plus 14, and the square root of 144 is 12. It can be plus or minus according to the formula upon 2a. A is 1 here, that means it is equal to 2. We are having two answers here, 14 plus 12 upon 2, yeah, 14 minus 12 upon 2, which will give either 13 or 1. These are the two roots of the equation, solution of the equation m square minus 14m plus 13. So without using the splitting the middle term or factorization method, without squaring method or any other method what we know already, we have used the formula directly in order to solve a quadratic equation. This is a simple equation. Sometimes it can be little more complicated, but the formula will serve the purpose. Here is another quadratic equation, x square plus 10x plus 2. Again it is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c, and this is from your textbook. We will find out b square minus 4ac. In this case it is 92. We will substitute 92 over there, b over there and a over there, and here also we will get two different solutions for the equation. Understood? We will go ahead. Here is a third question where again equation is given, x square plus minus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. In this case a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 2 and c is equal to minus 3. Nothing, simply we have to substitute in the formula. Take care that you are substituting the value correctly, using the signs properly and applying the principles of integers properly, and you will get the answer. This particular equation, 25x square plus 30x plus 9 is equal to 0. In this equation we know that a is equal to 25, b is equal to 30, c is equal to 9. Substituting it in the b square minus 4ac, we get answer 0. मतलब न प्लस माइनस का मतलब नहीं है, वैल्यू ज़ीरो है टोटल का, तो बाद में ये ज़ीरो है तो बाकी बचा क्या है, ओनली माइनस बी अपॉन 2a. That is what happened here. If that is the situation, there is no concept of two answers. You are having same answer for both, because there is no plus and minus, all minus here, so both are equal. इधर से ही मालूम पड़ा. So minus b square plus or minus b square minus 4ac, उसका रूट पहले ही निकालना अच्छा है, this one, so that we will get an idea about where the quadratic equation solution is going on. If it is a real number, we know that it is going to be having some value, but otherwise it will be just like equal in the case of this particular equation. Here is another example where we are having an equation x square plus x plus 5 is equal to 0. Very simple. A is 1, b is 1, c is 5. Substituting, and we are getting a value minus 19. Root of a negative number, not possible. वो अपने डिक्शनरी में अभी नहीं है, बड़ा क्लास में आएगा. रूट ऑफ नेगेटिव नंबर इज नॉट पॉसिबल. करके करके हम नेगेटिव में ही बैठेंगे, which is not real number. Then equation will not stand. Equation is not real at this stage. So my dear students, finding out solution for b square minus 4ac is having lot of importance. In each case we understood it is what is the guiding factor. It is the discriminate. There is a term called discrimination, or whether what is the status of our quadratic equation is decided by this particular formula. Quadratic formula help us to understand that also. My dear students, it is very important that you know all these different methods of solving. Above all, you can substitute a quadratic equation like x square minus 2x minus 3 into a graphical representation and observe. We can make two graphs. One is of x square and that of 2x plus 3. And we make the graph accordingly. You will get a graph like this. A graph of in this format, and where that it is intersecting at 2 points, and we are having value of x minus 1 here, 3 here, which will be the solution for that quadratic equation. So even for graph can be used for finding out solution for quadratic equation, which you will be applying when time comes. Okay, so I just want to conclude this video by stating that we started with general form, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. That was our first understanding. Then we found that the solution of quadratic equation can be found by factorization in certain cases. Then we found that it can be applicable where we will be splitting the middle term and factorizing it and getting the answer. This is what we understood first. Then we found that the completing square method, considering the given quadratic equation as a square, and we will complete that square, which will result in a methodology for solving the solution. Then we found that can be applied in certain situation, and completing the square is a very good method for solving the quadratic equation. That was our discovery at that stage. That is, first one was factorization, second method was completing the square, where we considered ourselves the given quadratic equation is a square, and we developed the technique to solve it. Now later we developed a formula, now beautiful formula to get the two solutions of normally for a quadratic equation. We also found that this is called quadratic formula, very famous. And we also found that if this minus b square minus 4ac, if you try to find out if what answer you get decides the nature of quadratic equation, my dear students. So quadratic equation helped us to understand a lot about the natures of different equations. We also found that this kind of situation arises. Graphical method also we found. So dear students, all these equations, when it started with an equal to sign, you studied about a linear equation, and then your linear equation in one variable was your first study. Then it was two variable. From two variable equation, now you reach to linear equation, which is having its index of the variable equal to 2, where we named it as quadratic equation. And quadratic equation also we found different ways of solving it. And in linear equation also we had substitution method and other methods of removal, and all such methods we studied. My dear students, when a problem comes in front of us, we have to develop an equation to solve it. Once the equation is developed, we should have the method to solve it. So reaching to equation is from the data. And after getting the equation, we have to categorize the equation, study the equation, and apply any one of the thing what we studied in our previous class or present class in order to solve it step by step. So saying this much, I would like to say thank you to you. Go through the previous video, go through the textbook, go through the examples, and see how everything is applied and solved. Then only go to exercise, because exercise should be exercise which will help you to improve yourself, to check yourself, improve yourself. But you have the freedom to go through the textbook, go through the video, go through the examples again and again and again before getting into exercise. Thank you.
Now click on the subscription button below to subscribe the channel, then the bell button to get the notifications of the new videos. Thank you.